Hey guys, it's AP, and today we are going to be doing a code review over one of our Discord members' projects. Now, I have a Discord, and on that Discord, we have people that, of course, code because I'm a coding channel. And so they have projects that they'd like to do on their own. And recently, I have tried to actually see if I could do any code reviews because while I'm not the best out there and I don't have every single bit of every single language down, I'm still able to, understand some good parts, especially when it comes to new programmers. And this guy's no exception. He's on his first project. I've taken a brief overview of this. There's not really any syntax or white space or any of those types of errors. There's nothing too obvious. Just from the get-go, so at least he has that front down, so good on you. But let's just go in, dig even deeper and see what's happening. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to see what he has, and it has nothing. So that's in for the code review. I'm just kidding. He has a different branch. So anyways, here is his code things up. I talked to him. He's updated what he has recently, as you can see. So we have the code basically. So the main, if you don't know how Discord bot works, especially in Java, it uses the Java Discord API, which is was linked on his Discord or his GitHub repository, in case you didn't know that. But anyways, he just creates a new bot. He has the token. I say in air quotes because he's not going to show that. There's many ways that you can actually hide that on the GitHub, and that it's only available if you do a pull request. But you probably can search that up. So just for now, it'd work pretty fine just to hide it in the GitHub. And then the basic while loop while the bot's running. Another suggestion I would make here is instead of just having the quit, I would also have the first letter be there too. So just a simple case of just add case and then the string Q right under it. Because if you don't know how switch statements work, it'll run all the code below it until it hits a break or return statement. And so yeah. But overall, this is a pretty good introduction. Now he also has some utility classes just so he can manipulate strings, because Discord is a messaging service. He's going to have to manipulate strings, so he just has all that. He also has a way to edit the files in his project, so like when the bot needs to interact with files, like adding more characters because it's an RPG server, or like adding like the balance and stuff, he has that. So I'm not going to really judge that because that's just really basic. However, the main parts of this project is the listener and the task folder, which has all of his stuff on. So I'm first going to go through the task and see the chat filter. And right off the bat, it looks fine. Like he has where you can sanitize, really. I don't know what the correct term for that is, but like just make sure that you get all of them, replace all the pluses with spaces, all of the not alphabetical ones with nothing, just get rid of them. And so this is just a chat filter, so you can remove all the cuss words himself, because there's some bots you can do it, but there's another way you can do that. And so on the GitHub, he has censored it because I don't really want that. But there is a better way of having just this, and it can also do it to where you don't have to actually change the code. You can just change the text file, and it can make it really flexible, even for further projects. When you want to make another Discord bar and you want a chat filter and you want to, not filter cuss words first, and then just filter completely innocent words for some reason. I don't know. Bad example, but I'm just saying that you can have like a text file and you can read from that text file to see what words should be censored. So like, yeah. Another thing that he has is that these types of classes, the ones in the task, are one-offs. That means they just take in a message and they do whatever they need to. So like this verify class, this just takes in like a random, it doesn't take in anything, but it's a verification system, obviously. And so when you message something or like when you need to verify anything, this class goes along with it to verify it. And so this, I think, is one of the bigger flaws in the project, because as you can see, he has the own like strings and answers that you have, and it goes up to 30. So this is one of the major downfalls. You're gonna have 60 lines of just questions and answers, and that's almost like half. That's like 3/5 of this file all by itself, if you just add all of these questions and answers in there. And so when we get to the actual constructor, how he does his random is also really strange, as he just generates a random integer between 0 and 30, and he just chooses the question in there. And so that's really inefficient, because you could start dealing with arrays, and instead of having to use case 1 or case 0, case 1, case 2, you could just say like a array of questions and answers, and you could just say get that one by just using that index or just generating the index. And also here, there's a much better way of doing this. Like I said, from the text file of the chat filter, you can use a text file to parse through all the questions and answers and put through that. But like I said, these are all one-off classes, so creating or going through a text file each time you create one of these is really inefficient. So I would also recommend like a static class, so like a text like reader class, I don't know what you would call it, but a class that you can load these files up and you can actually get that, like a reference class. And then when you need to actually get it, you could just mention it up here in your imports, and you could just say reference.get question or reference.get question and answer, and then the index, because like I said, arrays would be really good in this situation. And then he just has the check to see if the response and the answer is the same thing, and then get the question, like, all that's the same thing. So anyways, he has another task, which is command. And so every Discord bot needs a command. So this is where he does it. He has 8 commands. And since this is our RPG bot, they're going to be all based on this. And to be honest, like starting out, this is a pretty good way of creating your commands, especially if you don't have that many, like just 8. Like for the big Discord or big Discord bots, I'm trying to use my words here, I guess it'd be a great thing to actually like figure out a way to parse this to where you can make it easily expandable, because once you get up to like 20 and they all go in between each other, it's going to get really complicated really fast. But just a simple 8 commands and with separate things, a switch statement is going to be fine right there. And performance on a Discord bot is really not important, because you don't need the snappy response time, because of course it's a bot. You're going to have a little bit of latency, especially if you don't have that good internet, to where that message takes a while to even get to Discord, and then it takes a little bit to get to the Discord bot, and then it takes like that latency. It's just going to have to be the bot. So anyways, overall, it looks pretty good. There is some improvements that could be made. The listener is basically just how he brings everything together, and how he like actually uses the verify in the chat filter. And so this is more like a boiler code of a way to, like, because he has the Java things and all that. He has the guild, which like is all that. That's fine. Like, this more like some boiler code, because all that. I'm not really a Discord bot guy, so I can't really be like, oh, you could have done that better, you could have done that better. But like, this looks like boiler code, so I can't really stop that. Also, on these, they're just too, like, they're really simple. There's not really much of a way to improve it. Like, send to guild message, that's the only way you could really do it. So, yes, there's not really much I'm going to say about this because it just looks like some boiler code. So overall, I think this is a pretty good project, especially on the RPG and like all that, because creating your own Discord bot is much better because you have all the control over it that you want, especially with the Discord API. I know that is really flexible and that you can do a lot of things with that. Like I said, there could be a bit more improvements, especially with like importing your own text in. Like you can use a text file or a JSON file. You can use a JSON parser to get all the questions and answers and actually put them into an array, into a static class, and then use that static class to distribute all your questions and answers. And so that it can make your text file, at least the verify, at just a lot shorter, because you're already looking at 200 lines with all the questions and answers, and then the switch statement with all these random. And so that overall, though, it's pretty good. I would rate this, I don't know, let's say, let's make a scale, 7,600 to 0.7 out of 3,000 or 300,000. No, it's a bit more harsh. The first number plus 1. Let's put it that way. I don't know. It's a 9 out of 10 is what I'm trying to say. It's a really good for starter code, and there could be some improvements, but overall, I would say it's pretty good. Anyways. Hey guys, you should check out like my tutorials or like my devlog series that I'm doing. Anyways, see ya.